recently I've kind of redid my way I do my to-do list. Now I do the usual, of course, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I start my days with Sunday, my weeks with Sunday, I mean, because I honestly like to work on a Sunday, but very chill, very just, plan my week, think, really sit down for like an hour, 2 hours, think about the next steps, think about the conversation I need to have, team members I need to communicate with. And I really plan it for in advance. I literally visualize me speaking with team members and seeing what I'm going to say, what I need to say to each person. Yes, it's long, long. It's a bit of an effort, but that's how you run a fucking company, bro. So after that, really got to start segmenting things in buckets. So I've got my priority list, my non-urgent list, and what I call the pot, which is just basically a dump of everything else, which is not important. Priority is like needs to be done pretty much right away. I used to just have like week 2, just like the next week here, and I'll plan my next week of like Monday, Tuesday. That got a bit of it wasn't as effective because I'll be trying to compress as much stuff as possible into these days and then get pretty much pissed off that I didn't finish the work. And this will go on for years. As you see here, if I go down, I've been using this system this is Airtable, by the way, where is it? Where the fuck is not loading? All workspaces. 2021, down to 2017. Like from the year 2017. And before this, I used the Pulse, which is now Monday.com. They've rebranded the names. So, I mean, this has served me well. And I've just recently changed this thing because I've stopped compressing everything into one. Every day is just like one domino. If you read the book, The One Thing, by I think Gary Keller, it just focuses on one thing. What is that one domino I need to knock over that's going to just pretty much make all the other steps, like line up all the other to-dos, and you have to do like one key thing and that knocks things over. So maybe for me now is I had a conversation with a guy in Miami and we want to sign on this client. That is like my one domino now because it's going to give my case study. It's going to add like an extra $1,000 a month in my income stream. It's got to build a relationship with my team, potential team member I saw. It's going to get a lot of things moving, get me moved into the home improvement space, expand to another industry. Like that is my one domino right now. All I have to do is focus on that. And I basically break down all the little steps into here. Non-urgent is something I like. Usually this is something I really want to do, which is fun, like try out a new tool or like change my Instagram or try out an AI tool, like AI software, or, just to test some copy out. But it's not urgent. It's not going to move the needle in my business. It's not going to move that kind of, it's not going to speed things up. The priority is usually the stuff that I know I don't want to do, but needs to get done. So I have to split these up. This is not usually in a chronological order. Most of the time, like when I listed in Monday, Tuesday, I was very tempted to put it into like stuff I like to do, and I put stuff in the morning I like was fun and I'll get me warmed up for the day. But then when it came to actually doing the big things, as one of the guys called Eat That Frog in the morning. It's a book, Eat That Frog, where you do the most productive, energy intense thing in the morning to get it done. So that's usually what all the project stuff is in. And the part is all the fun stuff, all the future stuff, which I fantasize about a lot. A lot of my mind is focused on this, but I need to get these done to get to this point. For example, like building a software company and selling it for $1 million, for example. And then taking that portion, buying a house, for example, for my kid. That is somewhere in here, but I got to figure out the little steps. This is where I want to go, but what do I need to do to get to that point, to that big domino? That is my domino at the moment. I'm getting to it. I want to build a software company, put in teams, sell that business for a big payout, buy a house, and then boom. I'm no longer worried about my daughter. She's got a house at least to live in, rent-free. I'm now not scared of death. Like that's literally the way I think about it. I'm no longer afraid of death. The only reason I'm afraid of dying is because my daughter will suffer because, I haven't got my finances in order, basically. Whereas when that's fixed, it opens up my energy to a whole different reality. I'm no longer fearful of anything I do. That's my only fear, is leaving my daughter in like basically a mess. Besides that, I can't give a fuck about death. I've been through my health challenge. I've experienced it. I've thought about death, 3 years, every single day for 3 years in a row. I'm done with it. I'm not afraid of it. The only fear I have is leave my daughter, uncared for, unprovided for. So that's it. Wrap it up in a deep little aspect, but that's how I pretty much should be scheduling your days. I mean, not should be. Just an idea for you to implement.